Hello! I'm very happy that we are back here again this week. And for today, we are doing an 8" by 8" lovely small little canvas. And we're starting off with our white base. Surprise, surprise, but not really. And because the canvas is so small, we get to just play around today and just try to tilt the paint around to cover the whole canvas. I'm going to need to put more paint on to cover it. And I'm going to do that here. And then I'm just using my palette knife to smooth that out. Real easy, lovely and small. Small canvases are a little gift in and of themselves. Such a small area to work with. Makes it nice and fun and quick and easy, really. So again, we're just tilting there to smooth it out. And then we're coming in with our colours. So our first one that we're popping on is purple. And I'm following up the purple with a small little bit of blue. And I am at the end of this blue colour here. So we're just being very patient with it as it pours out. But then, I'm grabbing that palette knife and I'm scraping as much colour as I can out of it because I adore blue. We are just pouring this into the centre of the canvas, but kind of in a little bit of a line rather than a puddle. So we're coming in with our gold, and then we're coming in here with bronze. And on top of that, I'm throwing in some more gold because can we ever have too much metallic? I don't believe so. And on top of this, I am putting Payne's Grey, which is essentially looks like a black colour. And that's what it is really. And I'm just dribbling that on top of all the other colours. And you can't see now because my head is in the way. Sorry about that. But I'm just using my mouth to move the paint here in 5 different directions. And that's what it looks like. Taking my finger and just running it from the outside of the puddle into the middle. It's mesmerising. These colours are just so dark and moody. I really like it. And now this is what it looks like. Lovely. And we are going to spin it out as usual. This one has a lot of spinning. So I am not trying to make your eyes go crazy if you're watching too much spinning. So sorry about that. I'm just spinning it in the opposite direction. And you can see here, the paint is kind of veering off towards one side of the canvas. And I'm seeing if I can auto-correct that by just spinning it in opposite directions. We can see that there's a lot more of the negative space on one side than the other. And I am here trying to correct that myself now by tilting it. Just slowly, you can see the paint isn't moving a whole lot. So that's where the patience comes in. And just being gentle with it. And I'm going to spin it again and again, seeing what we can come up with. And next, I'm doing the same thing. I'm just picking up and trying to tilt it back into the center, just so it's more of an even burst throughout the entire canvas itself. And it is working out quite well, slowly but surely, and also very delicately. It's beautiful. That looked very sudden. It's the only way to do it, really. So I make sure not to stick my fingers on any of the edges. Diddy! Oh, the blues, guys. Just the metallics are absolutely popping. Really love these colours. Again, I'm not quite happy with it. I think it's kind of skewed in one way. So I am just very gently and very slowly and slightly allowing the paint to tilt back into the center. And it is a vision of perfection. So moody. Looks like a whirlwind, literally. It looks like the inside of a dark intense cloud, but a colourful one. And what I'm using here is I'm just taking the palette knife, and you can see I'm just adding in little designs. Just wherever intuitively at that time I decided to go and add a little bit of an extra detail. Very delicate details though, so as to not take away from the composition that we already have. And ta-da! It's beautiful! So that is it for this week's video. Thank you very much for watching, and I will chat to you again next week. Bye!